The Blessing BTR-1660 Professional B-flat Trumpet, you connect with your sound as a musician. And your hopes and dreams are wrapped up in getting the sound that's in your mind out of the bell. In 2018, the factory reached out to me and said, hey, we're interested in making a two-piece valve section. When they said that, I said, can you make me a one-piece seam bell? And they said, sure. So we got the first prototypes in 2018. We made some adjustments. The wheels on the bus came off in March of 2020. By that point, we had identified an issue with the bell, which allowed us to try different bells. At Midwest 2021, I was working with a professional player in Chicago. I said, look, I need to have a copy of this bell made. And he said, do you know Miles O'Malley?
My name is Miles O'Malley, and I'm an instrument maker. Phil, at the time, was looking for someone just to make a bell mandrel. I made him the mandrel, and then the more I got to know him, the more we talked about me making the bells for the Blessing trumpet.
What he does, starting with sheet brass, cutting a pattern, folding it over, seaming it up, creating a tube, in essence, that he can hammer, and then he's got to heat it or anneal it. The process that he does is an old-fashioned process, and it makes a bell that has a remarkable sound. When we put it in the hands of professional players, their eyebrows went up. You could tell by their body language that they liked it. And because Blessing hadn't done anything like this in quite some time, that made it all that more exciting.
It's kind of an amalgam of 3 or 4 different styles. They all come together in a non-traditional way, but it really sounds and plays like a traditional instrument.
I was touring with 2 different bands. They were very different styles of music. I would go to like this piano lounge where we played small, intimate, unmiked music, and this trumpet was like a wow factor. And then to go from that to rock and roll, thousands of people, microphone, lead trumpet, articulating fast lines, there's nothing that I cannot do with this horn.
The mouthpiece receiver has historic significance within our own brand. The shape of a finger ring is actually a copy of what Blessing was using on instruments going back to the 1960s on the Artist and Super Artist models. Working with Miles O'Malley, we decided to make the bell span a little smaller. So it's a little more compact feel in your hand, and I think that helps take the width of the sound and just pull it in a little bit. Valve section's a 2-piece valve section. The top is nickel and the bottom is brass, and the nickel's heavier. It provides a little more mass to the center of the instrument. That helps with response and core and color. The valves are Monell valves, which is consistent with what American players look for on a professional instrument. And then the bell shape comes from our own vocabulary. The bow is pretty modern, actually. We went with a round bow because we wanted something that was repeatable for consistency. We're able to start with material that's thinner from the beginning, and I think that makes a big difference, because if they start with a thicker material, while it's durable, you're sacrificing some of that sound. There's a shimmer and a brilliance that the combination of the bell and the valve section have that we've been fortunate to capture. There are a lot of factors today that go into making a decision about purchasing a musical instrument, and at this level you want to buy something that could last a lifetime.
Their professional trumpet I will put against any other instrument out there. I'm proud to say that.
I'm very proud that through the partnership with Blessing, we're able to bring the techniques that have been abandoned by other manufacturers to new players all over the world.
I think the value here is that we've been able to create something that's accessible. It's in the competitive realm of where everyone else is. You want to pick something that you sound good on and you can control, and I think that's what we've tried to do. The Blessing BTR-1660 Professional B-flat Trumpet is available at select music and arts locations and through musicarts.com.